Hello everybody, and welcome back to Prometheus. Today, as always, we've got some work to do. Now, off camera, I've been doing a little preparation. You see, we want to go out to the volcanic biome and set up a brand new base as our base of operations so we can start mining up all of the red exotics from the tree we found last time. So my plan right now is we're going to be going over to this area kind of in L2. This is a really nice central kind of location. I believe it's only possible for one red exotics tree to be up on the map at one time, but once you've exhausted your red exotics tree and then you wait for a meteor shower event, the red exotics tree will respawn somewhere random on the map. The meteor shower will also reset your scans, so these will disappear when the meteor shower happens. And so my idea is, if we set up our base here, kind of in L2, this is a really nice sort of central location. The red exotics trees can potentially spawn all throughout this area over here, and also there are a few spawns down in this area, and a few spawns sort of right here next to where we'll be building the base. So in terms of long-term placement, I think that's probably the best place to go with, just sort of right next to that connecting tunnel, moving into the other zone. If we do get another red exotics tree really far out in this area, it will be a little annoying having to bring all of that all the way back here, but I think this is probably our best bet. This is a really nice sort of centralized location, easy to access. And the first thing that I think we're going to do is I'm going to take some of these clay pieces. So I did a little preparation. I made an absolute ton of clay pieces here, clay ramps, floors, walls, pillars. We're going to be building our base out of clay over there. But I also want to kind of build a walkway for a mount. And that way, we can sort of navigate all through these jagged rocks out here, no problem on our mount. We'll build a staircase over any jagged rocks that would potentially block its path, all the way out to where we need to get to this base. So we can ride our mount from our main base over here all the way into the new one, no problem. So I think that's our first sort of scouting expedition for today. I'm going to grab up a bunch of these clay pieces and go out there and sort of set up the foundation for our base. Now, for once we get over there, and once we've sort of figured out where we want to build the base, I did a ton of crafting, as you can see here, and I got all of the stuff that we're going to need to have a fully self-sufficient base out there. So we're going to have another deep freeze, another electric furnace, another fabricator, electric stove. I'm going to go ahead and just bring this old forge that we had from before. That should be more than enough for us if we ever need to do something like craft nails for ammunition or something like that. The regular kitchen bench I made here, so the marble kitchen bench does not allow you to craft pills for some reason, but the regular kitchen bench does have the ability to craft pills in it. So I think it's a little bit more useful if we're trying to save space. So I'm going with the normal kitchen bench there. Metal rain reservoir, food and water trough for our mounts, a bunch of nice large storages. I made 2 additional advanced batteries and 2 additional solar panels. That should be more than enough power for what we're going to be doing out there. A couple lights, electric water pump, because we're going to need water for our water purifier and other cooking needs. Of course, we have our exotics harvester. As for new items that you guys haven't seen yet, I actually crafted a heavy air conditioner. This will sort of cool the room that we're going to be sleeping in, and additionally, if you have one of these next to you and next to your sleeping space, you actually don't need a campfire active in order to sleep. A heavy air conditioner or a heater will sort of serve that need. So we're going to have the air conditioner that'll allow us to sleep whenever we want. Another powered creature deterrent, of course, we're going to want that out there. And then this wind turbine, I think I'm going to have that set up right next to our exotics harvester, and that will allow us to keep it powered without having to drag a super massive wire all the way out to where the exotics are. So that's the main amount of preparation that I did. The other thing that I crafted right here is a repair bench. So with this, we don't need things like this gigantic bulky foundry in our base. We can repair any of our equipment in this thing. For tier 4 equipment, it needs to be hooked up to electricity in order to be able to repair. But I'll just show you guys how that works right now. I'll repair all of our gear before we go out there. Alright, so it's hooked up to electricity, and you can see if you click repair all equipment. As long as you have the materials in your inventory to do the repairs, just click repair all equipment and it will repair literally anything in your hotbar or inventory. So do that, and all of our equipment now 100% repaired just like that. It's a super, super useful item, especially if you're making sort of like an outpost base. You want to get one of these and it'll save space. You don't need a foundry. You don't need to run between, you know, if you want to repair your lantern, you go to your fabricator. If you want to repair your tools, you go to your foundry. It's a super convenient and a safe space saver. So we're definitely going to be bringing this out to the base as well. And the other thing I went ahead and crafted actually is a seed pouch. So we're going to have a little sort of farm out there for some of our vegetable foods and to keep our mounts fed. So this allows you to store up to 6 types of seeds within it in one sort of single inventory slot. So we have the seed pouch now. These are all the vegetables that we're going to be needing to grow out there to get our vegetable foods as well as some food for our MOA. So I went ahead and crafted up that seed pouch as well. That'll be super helpful for us. But yeah, with that said, I think our first project here is let's get all of these clay pieces here. It's going to be super, super heavy. You know, we're not going to be able to run without our MOA very fast. But with that in our inventory, let's go ahead, hop on our MOA, and head over to the volcanic biome and start working on getting a path for our mounts all the way out there. Alright, so here we are back at the basalt expanse. Now, I'm going to get to work on setting up a staircase. So first things first, we want a staircase down from this ledge here, kind of in a nice, easy to access spot. So I'm going to build sort of one clay ramp out from there, and I think that should be enough clearance for a staircase. Let's get that set up here. Not quite enough. Alright, and we're going to need some pillars to support it as well here. I'm going to get to work on this staircase, get it all up and running, and then we'll move on to the next place. Alright, very first staircase all set up. We still have those little wooden ones over there, but this will be so much nicer for us. So let's take a look at the map here. So the next place we're going to want to go is over here. And I think we actually might be able to get over there without a staircase. So let's go ahead, head over in that direction and see what we're working with here. Yeah, so if you're out here in the basalt expanse, this giant sort of rock formation is kind of a very central location. So you can just head towards that, and there should be a pathway just beyond it. I'll save a little stamina. Hopefully we can outrun this Drac here without fighting him. But yeah, so there should be a gigantic path pretty much in any direction from this rock. So if you're ever lost out here, come to this giant rock formation and look for your direction from there. Alright, so we are going to need one more staircase right here next to this other rock formation. Over there is the cave where you can see those drifters. So that's where we're going to want to build our base, kind of right over there in that flat area. I got a lava broodling down there too, but let's go ahead, set up a staircase right here. And with that taken care of, we should be able to get over to the cave, no problem. Alright, not the most beautiful staircase, but it gets the job done here. Alright, so we got our lava broodling right there. Let me just park my MOA up, take care of him really quick. Okay, that's taken care of. And let's figure out where we want to place this building down. So I think it's kind of right here. Oh, there's another lava broodling. Should we take care of all these bodies, not to attract any other predators. And my plan is we should be able to get by from the meat from things like pigs and lava broodlings out here, no problem. Let me just clear all this debris here. So yeah, I think right here is where we're going to build the base, just right next to the cave over there. Super nice, easy access place. We have our staircases all set up. So let's get to work on setting up the foundation of our base right where Coupe is standing. Let's get to work. That was close. maybe we make use of this little thing right here and get our mount up on this rock, where it'd be a little bit safer. But yeah, so we have the platform placed just enough so we can build on top of that rock at a later date. We want to get a little bit fancy, but for now, we're keeping it simple. 5 by 5 in both directions. Alright, and here is the shape of the basic outpost base out here. Looking very nice. I love the look of the clay brick, super comfy looking. Here it is from the outside. Again, super basic outpost base. It's just here to be a workshop, here to be a place for us to get some work done. You know, it's not a super fancy home or anything like that, but it will definitely get the job done. Alright, and then just a super simple little pen here for the animals for when we bring them out here. I think we're probably ever only just going to have one out here, so you know, we don't really need much more than this sort of 2x2 space. We'll have one animal in here, our food and water troughs in here as well. But yeah, with that taken care of, that is the shape of the outpost base. Right over here, let's go ahead and pin that. We're going to want to bring a beacon out here as well. We'll just have a nice little beacon to keep things easy to spot when we come back. But yeah, with that taken care of, and we still have a ton of leftover building pieces here. And my thought of what to do with those is I kind of want to work on maybe a little bit of a bridge through the lava cavern here. So let me just check on our animal here. He's pretty safe. We might as well just bring him in there so we can test it out. Let's go ahead and head into the lava cavern and see, as far as like getting our mountain here goes, how difficult it's actually going to be. So we have some building pieces left here. Let's see how far we can get into this to make a path for our mount as well. Alright, that should be good. Maybe we just play it on the safe side, do one more right there. So that should be good for here. Oh, something is... I don't know what's happening here. It doesn't seem to like... Doesn't seem to like that. Yeah, so building in this cave is proving to be a little bit difficult. We have to spend a ton of extra ramps to get the whole thing over here. And then once we get over to the big one, it's going to be much more difficult. I don't think we have anywhere near enough floors to do a full staircase across over there. But let's just build out what we can and see how it works out for us. Here we are. And we're going to have to do some pillaring, and we can't pillar down into the lava. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult than I was anticipating. Let's just see what we can do in terms of like building a staircase here and then flat ramp across these rocks, perhaps. Flat walkway across the rocks. So I think we start with the flat walkway across the rocks here. Deploy this. Get it kind of as high as we can right here. Okay, and we can't get away with that. One more there. And then ramp downward. Taking damage. Alright, this is going to take a little bit more thought than I originally anticipated. We did take that ramp back. But let's just get a staircase up here. And then one more down here. So we have access to that. We might end up needing to like build over this thing. Yeah, I don't think we can use this rock as support because it's touching the lava, and that is causing it to get damaged. If we do it here, would this be high enough, perhaps? get this ready. Nope, not high enough. Alright. So this is going to be a project for another day, I think. For the time being, this will be fine. We can just do this on foot for the time being. Eventually, if we're going to have to do a lot of exotics runs over there, maybe if a next exotics tree is also in that side, then we finish up that bridge. But just for this first one, I think we're fine just to go on foot. Get it taken care of the old-fashioned way. And yeah, I mean, we can sort of reap the benefits of a nice bridge over here as well, just on foot. But constructing the whole thing, that's going to be a project for another date. But yeah, with that said, it is starting to get a little dark out here. Let's go ahead and make use of our new fancy staircases. Head on back to the main base and get all of those brand new crafting stations ready to come over to the outpost. Gotta love the new staircase. Feels great being able to ride a MOA through the volcanic biome with no problem. Alright, we have made it back to the base. Let's go ahead and take one last sleep here as we prepare for the big mission in the morning. Good morning, everybody. We're doing just a couple of last-minute preparations here, and one of the main things that we're going to want to do here is start up this mission that we went through the trouble of unlocking last time. So, specimen research in volcanic areas. This is going to involve killing a ton of creatures out in the volcanic biome. We're going to be out there for quite some time mining up these red exotics, so I think it's a perfect chance for us to get an additional 100 or so red exotics on top of all the ones we're going to be farming. So let's go ahead and start this one up.
The Lagos unit runs Icarus for the UDA, but they don't like getting their hands dirty. Things haven't been running smoothly down there for them. They've been losing teams, equipment, and resources. So they're looking to outsource someone with a proven record, because this one's gonna get wild.
Alright, let's kick this thing off here. We got our drop pod with supplies coming in. Go ahead and grab those up. Alright, so you can see a ton of cold steel stuff for us here, and a free compound bow. That's very cool. So let's just take all this. So as you can see in the left-hand bar, our objective is to kill a ton of things. 25 drifters, 20 lava broodlings, 20 ashen drakes, and 5 stone jaws. And then we also have to catch a ton of fish while we're out there. So we're going to have to bring some fishing equipment. I think maybe what we do is craft up a lot of fishing traps. These are going to take up a lot of inventory spaces, so I think maybe what we do is we get our base set up, we get the red exotics starting to farm, and then we come back here, craft up a ton of fishing traps, and then start to take care of the mission after that. So that's going to be the plan. We have a ton of cold steel arrows, cold steel sledgehammers, a couple of spears. So if you're doing this on mission mode, you would need all of these things, right? But since we already have pretty much all the gear we could ask for, we don't really have much use for the sledgehammers or the spears. The arrows might come in handy. They're nowhere near as good as our composite arrows, but we'll go ahead and just keep those on hand for this mission. Keep the spare compound bow here, maybe give that to the clone character. But yeah, with that started up, let's go ahead and get all of our equipment loaded up and ready to head over to the new base. Alright, so we have all of our gear loaded up here. We are totally prepared to go and set up the new base. We even have an extra inventory slot to our names here, so we are looking just fine. My plan right now is let's go ahead, head over to the outpost, set up all of the crafting stations that we need over there. Maybe do a little bit of killing on the way, see if we can't get some drifters, lava broodlings, whatever we can get our hands on. Get the new base all set up. Let's also set up that red exotics extractor so it'll start doing some work for us. Basically, the red exotics extractor, it takes about 20 minutes of in-game time to completely fill its inventory based on the number it draws per minute. So every 20 minutes, you can head back on over there, gather up a full inventory of red exotics, get those things in your processor, and just carry on with your mission while those are processing in the background. So that's the plan for now. After we get that taken care of, I also think we're going to go ahead and head back to the main base, craft up a ton of fishing traps, get a bunch of those things set up so we can get the fishing portion of this mission taken care of as quickly as possible as well. Every time one of those fishing traps catches a fish, it counts towards your total. So that's a really simple way of getting these fishing missions done, is just get a ton of fishing traps all set up, and you'll get those taken care of quickly. But yeah, with our nice sort of super highway all set up, the clay ramps all up and running for us, we're totally fine to do a little bit of back and forth running on the MOA. It should be no issue for us. So let's just head on over there, get the whole base all set up and running, and then figure out what we're going to do from there. Alright, so we got some drifters here. Let's go ahead and kill a couple of these guys while we're passing by. Let's load up some of those cold steel arrows. That should be more than sufficient here. And there's 3 drifters. 22 more to go. Alright, we got a weather event rolling in here. Let's go ahead and get over to our staircase, over to the base. We'll be nice and sheltered inside of there, and get all of our crafting benches down. Alright, made it to the base. We got a redback over there. We don't need to kill any of those right now. But here we are, in the new base. Some volcanic events coming in. Let's start getting all of our benches down here. So one of the things we'll have to do is check on the placement of our solar panels here. We are next to this giant rock, so that could pose an issue for us. When the sun rises in the east over there, that might cause some delays as far as powering goes. So we might need to move our solar panels all the way out into the big open area over there. But for now, let's just see how they work for here. And as far as wiring goes, this is an outpost base. I'm really not going to concern myself with wires sticking out of the floor and going all crazy. So let's just go ahead and do the easy wiring job here. I didn't build the I didn't build the raised floor or anything like that. So we're just going to have the wires coming down the wall here. This is an outpost base. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. Alright, just like that, we have everything wired up in here, ready to go. Solar panels hooked up, batteries hooked up. Deep freeze is deep freezing. Stick that meat in there for now, I guess. Yeah, this is fantastic. Yeah, we have a ton of space to work with in here. Way more space than we needed, actually, but it feels good to have that set up. So now we got to work on finding ourselves some water. So it looks like this might be the closest water over here. We're going to have to do a pump from over here all the way back over into our base. So let's go ahead, get that thing hooked up. But before we do that, let's also get our powered creature deterrent going here. Try and reduce the number of spawns right next to our base. Alright. All wired up. We have this whole plateau protected from animal spawns. That's perfect for us. Maybe go kill some of those drifters that we spotted over there. Get some work done on this mission too. I did a little testing for the range of the thing, but I think this should be just fine right here. Good shot right there. We're already at 14 drifters. But yeah, I think we need to focus on getting our water supply set up here. So I'm going to head over to that water zone right here, get that hooked up to a pump, and bring that back on over to the base. And of course, while we're out here, take care of some drifters as we spot them. Alright, Made it to the water. We got a few other drifters to pick off here, but let's go ahead, get our water pump deployed here. Get that thing hooked up. Now we got to drag the water pipe all the way back here. Let's pick off a couple of these drifters. Let's eat some food. We're a little hungry. Grab a couple more drifters here. And get to work on this water pipe again. Alright. We have water all the way back at the base. Let's just make sure this thing is hooked up. Alright. Perfect. Let's get this into the base. I'm going to first hook up my little rain reservoir over here. Get this thing hooked up. Some extra water storage going here. Very nice. And again, I don't care how the pipes look at the outpost base. We're just going to get this thing hooked up. Alright. All of the things that require water are hooked up to water. Furnace. Kitchen bench over here. We are looking good. Everything is ready to go. We got our cooler nice and active here, cooling down the room. You know, these pipes and stuff out here, you know, they're a little sloppy, but hey, this is an outpost base, you know? You're gonna have pipes on the ground, you're gonna have wires on the ground, that's just how it is. You know, maybe at a future date we get a little bit more picky about how we do things, but for now, feeling pretty good. Alright, and our last chore for right now, before we head back to the base to get a little bit more work done, is let's set up our exotics harvester. Get that working for us. Every 20 minutes, it's going to be completely full. So, you know, you have a bit of downtime when you have the thing up and running. So we're going to get that going. Make sure I have my wind turbine. Okay. So we're just going to hook that up to a wind turbine. Get that working for us. And we're going to have to head back to the base, grab one of our materials processors. We'll craft up a ton of fishing traps as well. I believe we actually have to do the fishing out in this side of the map too. Some of the fish I think only spawn over there, so we're going to have a little bit of work to do as far as that goes. But yeah, let's just get these exotics up and running for us. Man. Alright, back out in the hot spot here. Let's go ahead, hook up our red exotics tree, get that thing going. And we'll, I think, sleep here just for this one night and see how the sun looks in the morning. See if we have to move our solar panels. We can see the glow of the tree over there. It's looking beautiful. Super excited to get this thing hooked up. Is this... Oh, we have a stalker here. Arid striker. This could be a little troublesome. Alright, got the headshot there. Fortunately, I have my trophy knife too, so let's get an arid striker. Nice. Grab that meat for our freeze. Don't need any of that stuff. Unfortunately, the stalker does not count towards this mission, but it is a pretty rare spawn, so I'm glad we were able to get one of those. Alright, here we are at the tree. Go ahead and get this thing set up. Go into our inventory here, grab our harvester, pop that right there, and then we'll just set up our windmill over here. The windmill does take damage over time, but basically we just need to have it up for 20 minutes, and you know, this thing will be alive for a lot more than 20 minutes. Having trouble hooking it up here. Okay, there we go. Alright, so if we access inventory, you can see 2 per minute, and they go in... I can't remember exactly what the stacks is, but I'm pretty sure it's 20 minutes and this thing will be filled. It might be stacks of 10, so maybe 25 minutes? Maybe it was 25 minutes. It's something around 20-25 minutes. We'll come check back on it in a little bit, see what the maximum stacks are, and figure out just exactly how much time it takes. But with that taken care of, we are now harvesting volatile red exotics. So we are about to be swimming in exotics. I'm feeling absolutely great. And while we're at it, let's pick off the last few drifters here. Don't have to worry about those kills. Just 2 more and we're done with the drifters. Alright. Drifters taken care of. Alright, so you can see it's 7 o'clock and the solar panels are just about to go offline here. They're still powered up. Seems like, at least. To me, it seems like they're no longer in the sun, but it looks like they're still powered. Let's check here. Yeah, they're still online. But let's go ahead and sleep here. Our Moa's getting pretty hungry. We're going to have to head back soon, but we're able to sleep just fine without a campfire because of this beautiful thing. Let's go ahead and sleep and see what the solar panels look like in the morning. Good morning, everybody. So as you can see, it is 7 a.m. and we are in the dark of the shadow here still. This whole area is pretty much completely absent of sunlight. So even if we were to build out here, we still wouldn't have access to our solar panels for quite some time, it seems like. So let's just keep an eye on the sun, see how long it takes for these things to come back here. Our power creature turret is still active. Let's take a look at our power network. Yeah, we're draining our batteries pretty quickly here. Total demand 5,000. So the repair bench is actually consuming power even when we're not using it. So let's just get that thing off. Check again here. And then heavy air conditioner, power creature deterrent, deep freeze. Okay. That seems fine. I didn't hook up my lights yet either. I'm not sure how the power is going to look like, but it seems like the sun is already starting to come over here pretty quickly here. So I think with those 2 batteries, as long as we're not like heavily crafting before the sun has arrived, we should be just fine with these 2 batteries here. Take one more look at it. They're going down about 2,000 per second. Yeah, I think we leave the lights off for now until we can get like a full battery charge on these guys. But yeah, I mean, I think we're pretty much fine. Maybe we can build like another windmill or something out here just to help sort of generate a little bit of extra power during the night. But yeah, I think that takes care of everything I want to do right now. Let's head back to the base, get a bunch of fishing traps crafted up, wait for those red exotics to harvest for us, and get to work on this mission while we're taking care of those exotics. So if we built our solar panels right here, pretty much at about 8 a.m., we would have power. And I do have my power line right here. So maybe what I do is let's build a little extension here so it doesn't deactivate. And maybe we build our solar panels just up there on top of that rock. That could be nice. So not quite 7 a.m., but at 8 a.m. we will have solar power right over here. Good to know. Oh, and I spotted an ashen drake right over here. The first one that we found. Take that guy out. Let's get his trophy. Alright, let's head back. Alright, we have made it back to the base. It's storming currently, but we are totally fine. Let's get to work on crafting up a ton of fishing traps here. I'm also going to bring the regular old fishing rod. This thing is repaired with refined wood, so we'll have to bring some refined wood with us. Yeah, just do a little bit more preparation here in anticipation of the big mission ahead. We have a lot of fishing to do. Alright, so we did a bunch of crafting and we got ourselves 15 advanced fishing traps as well as 4 of these dog tag lures. The fish out in that volcanic biome are saltwater fish, I believe, so this is the one that we want to go for the rare fish. I'm going to go ahead and repair my fishing rod. We'll bring this out with us. I also have my material cleanser ready to go here. Let's take a look at the map. So the zone... here it is. The zone for the fishing, you're supposed to go to this area down here, so well sort of south of where we have our little outpost base set up. So I'm going to go ahead and bring our Moa back on over to the outpost base, get everything set up with the material cleanser, and then head on down here to get our traps all set up, and let's do a little bit of fishing. And hopefully we can get some ashen drakes, lava broodlings, and stone jaws on the way as well. But yeah, that is what I've been up to. Got all these beautiful fishing traps ready to go. This should make our lives much easier when it comes to fishing. Alright, we have made it back to the base. I'm going to go ahead and park my moa in here for now. I did bring some soybeans, so we get those in his food box there. Very nice. And it is pretty much nighttime, so I'm just going to go ahead, stash some of this stuff in here for now. Take a nice rest. Let's stack this refined wood in the repair bench if we need to repair our fishing rod. But yeah, with all of that taken care of, let's go ahead and call it a night for today. Or you know what, before we hit the sack, actually, what I'm going to do, let's check on our batteries. Yeah, our batteries are totally filled up here. Let's go ahead and move our solar panels over to that rock that we scoped out earlier. Make sure those get power as soon as possible early in the morning. Alright, 5 lava broodlings down. Oh. I got smacked by that guy. What does this debuff do? Drifter concussive gas, movement speed, stamina consumed, stamina regeneration, melee resistance. That is a pretty gnarly debuff. It is very short, but that is gnarly. Alright, that's just going to have to float there, I guess. These wooden ramps are going to get destroyed, but let's check on our network, make sure it's all connected. 2 solar panels, idle, got our batteries gone. Alright, so we're just going to have a floating wire there. I don't know why it wouldn't let us drag wires up on top of the rock, but that's fine for now. We got it all hooked up. They're nice and high there, ready to get the electricity going as soon as 8 o'clock comes. Very nice. Good morning, everybody. We got our organic residue cleanser down. Let's make sure we get that wired up here. Hook it up to our water as well as our power here. There we go. So we are ready to use this organic residue cleaner on our red exotics when we have them. But yeah, with that taken care of, the other thing I want to do is let's craft up a couple of farm plots here. Alright, nice simple little farm. Let's get our seeds in our inventory here, and let's get one of each of these planted up. So corn, there we go, one of each of those things all growing for us. That'll be all of our vegetable dishes taken care of. Maybe we want to make a little bit more wheat, craft up maybe a couple more of these in the future, but for now, that'll be good. We have plenty of food in here for our moa for the time being. Let's just go ahead and fill his water trough as well here. Nice and easy to fill with that. And he is good to go right there. Let's make sure we replace the water with some good water. Went through the trouble of bringing this thing all the way out here. Let's make sure we use it. And store all this extra stuff that we don't need right now. All these seeds we can store, sulfur wood. Keep the bandages in our hotbar. I'll keep the tools here as well, just for the time being. Let's just put the seed pouch in there for now too. And with that taken care of, I think we are ready to go on a little fishing trip here. So we got all of our traps ready to go. We got some lures. Let's head on over and see what this fishing is all about. After we cook up a little bacon, of course. Gotta have your bacon first thing in the morning. So we got our 3 simple little food buffs going. We'll have our vegetable dishes for ourselves out here soon enough, but with that taken care of, let's head on over. Let's check on our red exotics as well. Let's see how many of those we've gathered up. And head on over to the fishing spot once we've taken care of that errand. Alright. We have made it back to our red exotics tree, and it looks like it is already full. So, let's repair. Oh, no repairs necessary. Let's take a look here. Alright, so it is stacks of 10 at 2 per minute. That'll be 25 minutes. So every 25 minutes this thing will be filled up. For the time being, I'm just going to continue over to the fishing spot, get all of our traps set up over there. And on the way back, let's just set up all those traps, get those things going. And then on the way back, we will go ahead and offload those red exotics. And I'm definitely missing the MOA and the ramps right now. Maybe after we get all this set up over there, we unload those red exotics and take those 25 minutes to get a bunch more clay pieces crafted up for ourselves. I'm going to put a pin here, actually. Get a bunch of clay pieces crafted up for ourselves and work on a more permanent solution to traverse this side of the map as well. We have another one of the arid strikers here. Let me get a headshot on him. Let's go ahead and get his vestige once more here. And head on our way. We got a lava ruling. Oh, we have another red exotics tree right here. Wow. Maybe we get a second one of those up and running. I didn't know that multiple could spawn on the same map at the same time, but apparently we have two right here, so very nice. Not very nice missing my shots like that. Where's he going? Another lava broodling taken care of. But yeah, let's get another... Okay, so if we have two of these trees, we're definitely going to want the MOA system set up for ourselves here. We're going to need a lot more clay ramps. But yeah, let's get another exotics harvester going. And another windmill. Take care of it. So there is wood available out in this biome. These trees would give you a little bit of wood, but they are very, very sparse. So it's a good idea to bring a little bit of wood with you if you're going to be building up a new base. We got a new enemy here. This is a pretty recent added enemy, the Ignari, I believe. I want to definitely get a stealth headshot on this guy. And get his vestige. Alright, we are arriving at the fishing spot right here. This is shallow water that you can walk through. I'm going to make sure we're inside the circle. I don't know if that actually gives us any kind of tangible benefit. It seems like pretty much anywhere in this area is going to be fine. I'm just going to set up all of our fishing traps right here. So let's get all of these things going here. Alright, there we go. All 15 of those things going for us. I think what I'm going to do right now is we'll leave those to do some fishing for us. I think when it comes to fishing with the rod, we should be able to fish pretty much anywhere there's water. And maybe just get some of the lower tier fish that way. We'll leave those fishing traps to do some good work for us. Let's head back and take care of those red exotics, and then actually head back to the main base and look into getting another extractor going. I think we definitely want to do that. Alright, so as you can see on the left, we are already catching a bunch of fish. We have 5 sunsets, 2 coral darters, and 1 neon. I'm going to go ahead and pin this spot on our map so we remember where our second tree is. And let's head back to our first tree, get all those red exotics in our inventory, and get those processing up for us. Alright, so as you'll see here, let's go ahead and grab all these, if we can select it. Grab all these. We got 25 minutes. Oh, we're actually not even overweight with that. That's nice. Those things are very, very heavy, so you can very easily be over encumbered by it. But man, that's so awesome that we have 2 volatile red exotics trees right next to each other like that. We are going to be swimming in red exotics thanks to that. Alright, we are back at the base here. Storm is just starting to kick up, but we are totally fine. Let's go ahead, get these exotics in our processor here. That is so awesome. So every single one of these is going to be 2 stabilized exotics for us. That's going to be 100 red exotics from that one run right there. Get all this stuff in here too. But yeah, that is absolutely awesome. I'm going to go ahead and cook up this meat, might as well. Or actually, let's turn it into animal fat and normal meat. Get a little bit of that for the base here as well. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do now is let's just let those fishing traps do some work for us. Let's head back to the base, grab a bunch of clay pieces. I think it's, if we have 2 trees right there, we definitely want to work on getting a nice staircase so we can do quick runs on our moa out there. That'll make life just so much easier. So let's head back to the main base, get all the materials that we need for the bridge through the lava cave, and also get another extractor and windmill set up for ourselves. So we'll have 2 of those beautiful red exotics trees doing work for us. Alright, we have made it back to the main base, safe and sound. I'm going to go ahead and get that second exotics harvester crafted up and grab a ton of materials to make those clay bridges out of. And once that's taken care of, let's head on back over there. I know the initial plan was to be totally self-sufficient over there, but you know, we gotta craft up another exotics harvester if we have another tree out there. Absolutely need to do it. So let's get all that taken care of. My moa's leaving me behind to go eat some food. But yeah, I'm gonna get that taken care of and get back to you guys once we are prepared to depart once again. Alright, so as you can see here, I crafted up a ton more clay brick floors, clay brick ramps. We're going to use these to make the bridge into that other part of the lava biome. I also went ahead and crafted a ton more veggie foods. We're just going to bring those with us. We'll be able to restock ourselves out in the biome with our little farm over there, but for the time being, I just crafted up a bunch more, so we'll have our full veggie buffs for us going out in the lava biome. But the other thing I wanted to update you guys on is, if you can see on the left side, we've already caught a ton of fish thanks to all those fishing traps. We're done with the sunset ripjaws. We're approaching the void trigger fishes, and the neon dories, the coral darters. We still have a little bit of time to go on, but that is the power of the fishing traps. These fishing missions just become very, very easy if you have a ton of those fishing traps set up. But yeah, in addition to that, I have the new wind turbine and exotics harvester all crafted up. Yeah, we'll also get the clay building pieces that we crafted up here. I crafted up a bunch more clay ramps, clay floors here, clay beams. We'll get all of that. We'll bring the extra foods that we crafted as well with us. And yeah, with all that taken care of, let's head on back over there and get set up for our next exotics tree. Alright, we have made it back to the base here. As you can see, we finished the void trigger fishes as well already, and we are just 2 away from finishing the coral darters rather. So hopefully we'll be able to knock this fish mission out without having to replace the traps, without having to empty out their inventories. I'm gonna stick these foods in the freezer really quick here, make sure they stop spoiling, and let's look at our exotics. So, oh yes, we are making great progress on these exotics. The other thing that I went ahead and crafted up was a orbital exchange, so we'll be able to just call down the orbital exchange and deposit those exotics instantly once they are ready. But yeah, I have all my clay building pieces here, these 2 pieces here to get our next harvester up. Let's go ahead, head out there and get that taken care of. Alright, so the first thing we're going to want to try and get taken care of here is the bridge. So I'm going to do a little bit of experimentation here. We can definitely go to the right here and then just keep continuing out in this direction. I don't think we'll have enough support to go all the way across like this though, but let's... Oh, and there we go, coral darter just finished up, very nice. But let's see how far we can go here. Okay, so for for whatever reason, it looks like support is not an issue here at all. We were just able to build a flat ramp all the way across, no problem. Very cool, so I guess that's great to know. You can just build a straight ramp straight across. No worry about support. Let's go ahead, build a little bit of a platform over in this direction. And again, support is just not an issue here. So I don't know if the developers did that on purpose because people have to build over the lava so frequently. Maybe they did that as a way to get around having to, you know, support above the lava since things get damaged in there. But hey, I'm not going to complain. We have a bridge all the way across the lava now, just like that. Super easy, and we got plenty of pieces left to build our staircase over by the exotics harvester. So let's get that taken care of. Absolutely awesome. We can ride our MOA straight on over there. Awesome. Man, it feels so good just to be able to ride your MOA through this. So inaccessible until you get your clay pieces going, your stone pieces going, and then you can just build a nice highway all the way over to your red exotics. Loving it. Let's take a quick peek at our system over here. So yes, it looks like it is already finished. It's already been 25 minutes. Man, time flies in this game. But yeah, let's okay, this did take a tiny bit of damage too. Not an issue though. Let's go ahead and just repair it up here. And then let's get a staircase. Alright, there we go. Got our ramp all the way up here. Our second red exotics tree is just behind those rocks, if I remember correctly. Let's go and get our extractor set up over there as well. And there she is, our second red exotics tree. Man, how lucky are we to have two right next to each other like this? Let's go ahead and get our extractor set up, get our wind turbine set up here, and wire this thing up. There we go. Two of these things going for us. We're still struggling to find things like the ashen drakes and stone jaws. We're gonna have to do a little bit of hunting around for those guys, I guess, but yeah, for the time being, I mean, I cannot complain about having two red exotics trees. Oh, there's an ashen drake right there, actually. Let's go take that guy out. Just like that. And let's go grab those red exotics and make use of our brand new highway here. Take them all. Yes, we are over encumbered this time, but we have our MOA with us. It is not an issue. This ash storm, also not an issue. Oh, and there is the final fish. We are officially done with the fishing part of the mission. Those traps are so powerful. And let's get these exotics processing up. It looks like our first load is all finished. Absolutely awesome. Man, that feels good. We're gonna have 200 red exotics already, and we have another tree mining up for us. Man, this is crazy. I can't believe how lucky we were. Absolutely awesome. Alright, got our very first stone jaw here. Very cool. Alright, and with that storm behind us, I think it's time we go off on a little bit of a hunting expedition. We'll wait for those exotics to process, wait for our exotics harvesters to harvest some more exotics as well. And let's see if we can't knock out some of these kills that we're waiting on. So a lot more ashen drakes, a couple more stone jaws, a lot more lava broodlings. We got some work to do as far as hunting goes. So I'm gonna hop on the MOA here. I'm not drinking water for some reason, but that's fine. Hop on the MOA and let's go out on a little bit of a adventure. See if we can't find ourselves some animals to kill. Hey everybody, editing Danny Rothko here. Unfortunately, I had a little bit of an issue with some of the footage. The audio kind of corrupted on it. Not all of it, just a little bit. So I'll do a brief sort of recap, Spark Notes version of some of the stuff that happened. Basically, all I did for a while was wander around trying to find animals to kill for our kill list. I also reconstructed the bridge in the lava tunnel to a nice sort of straight shot bridge. That way we can just very quickly kind of traverse it whenever we need to. I also did a couple of runs back to the exotics harvesters, grabbing all of those up and taking them back to the base for processing, so we were getting a ton of red exotics through that. After that, I actually called down the exotics delivery pod and delivered our first load of reds with the plan to buy a single pheromone module. So we delivered all of these off, got a nice chunk of red exotics in the station 214 here, and went ahead and purchased up our very first pheromone module for the MOA. So we went ahead and grabbed that pheromone module, go ahead and equip that thing, and we are going to be so much faster on the MOA, as you will see shortly here. It is just a beast in terms of speed. So here we are testing out just its normal walking speed with the module, and then we go into the sprint mode. You can see just how massive the stamina bar is with just one of those single things equipped, how much slower the stamina decreases, and just how much faster it is in general. This module is absolutely insane. I 100% recommend anybody who's interested in riding on a mount, definitely grab one of these up as soon as you can with your red exotics. And as I was going around doing a bunch more killing, hunting around for animals, I was riding around my MOA so much that I decided I wanted to craft up another pheromone module and get ourselves a suit with two normal module slots inside of it. So I went ahead and crafted up a new suit here with 2 slots in it, crafted up a second pheromone module with the plan of getting both of those equipped. I ran back to the main base, dumped some of the red exotics just to speed up the processing. I then crafted one of these composite dropship recalls, hopped in my drop pod here. If you're going back into the space station, make sure you unequip all of your planet-side gear so you don't lose it. So I did that before getting in the drop pod. Went back to the space station and got the new spacesuit equipped and the second pheromone module all ready to go. And here is the MOA. This is with both of the pheromones equipped. You can see its stamina bar is just absolutely massive now, and its speed is just crazy. This is its walking speed, which is pretty much equivalent to the normal sprinting speed of a MOA when you don't have any modules equipped. And then here is the new sprinting speed with both equipped. This thing is just a rocket ship with 2 of those pheromone modules on, so definitely very happy with my decision at this point. So, I mean, we're running so fast, the map is loading in the chunks and it's kind of lagging us, so, very pleased. I ran all the way back and did a bunch more killing for the quest. And as I was out in the lava biome doing that killing quest, I found a bunch of exotics nodes. I checked out a few caves, got a bunch of regular purple exotics in our inventories too, so we were just raking in the red and the purple exotics at this point. We are just going to be super rich at the end of this mission. But yeah, just a ton more killing, a ton more just exploring through caves, looking for exotics. I got a lucky spawn right here of 3 Ashen Drakes, so this was definitely the sweet spot for Ashen Drakes. But yeah, just basically running around, looking for animals to kill, checking out caves to see if we could get some more exotics as we waited for our reds to finish processing up for us and harvesting for us. And speaking of red harvesting, our first exotics tree actually was depleted at this point. It had finished harvesting all of the reds that we had available to us. So I went ahead, gathered that up, and at this point, we're just running around looking for the final few kills we need and waiting for our second red exotics tree to finish harvesting as well. But yeah, so that is the end of the footage with no audio. Thank you again for bearing with me. This has been Editing Danny. Back to live commentary Danny. Thank you guys so much for your patience. Hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Oh. And as I was roaming around here looking for these animals, we found a strange plant. So these can actually be grown at your base when you harvest it like this here. Okay, you actually can't harvest these with the sickle. So you pick it up. We got 2 volatile red exotics and 3 volatile red exotic seeds. So we can plant those seeds to grow some more volatile red exotic plants. So that's very nice that we found that out here as well. It's just going to be some more red exotics for us. But let's keep on hunting for these last few ashen drakes and one more stone jaw. Yeah, very happy that we found that seed. That's the very first strange plant that we found. There are a bunch of spawn points for that strange plant around the map. If you wanted to use something like Icarus Intel, there's a website called Icarus Intel. It'll show you the spawn locations of all of those. It's a random chance for it to actually spawn there, so you're going to have to go out there manually check if it's there or not. But really, the trees are the best way to get red exotics. The plants are nice, but you don't get a ton of them unless you find an absolute ton of those seeds. And eventually, the seeds will stop regrowing. I think you can harvest them maybe 3 or 4 times before they stop regrowing. So it's a it's a limited thing that you can do. Get a couple extra red exotics, but the real cash cow is going to be getting those trees. Alright, a little bit of a sloppy ending there, but we got our last stone jaw, and we just need one more ashen drake, and we are totally done with this mission. Alright, it looks like our tree is full in its inventory here. We have just one last ashen drake to find. I'm going to go ahead and grab these exotics. Let's take this back to our base. We still have a little bit left in that tree. Let's take all this back to the base and get those in the processor. And in the morning, we just have one last creature to kill, and we will be done with this beast of a mission. This took a very, very long time to complete. All these monsters were very difficult to find, unfortunately. But hey, we got it done. Just need one more Ashen Drake. This is definitely the MVP spot for Ashen Drakes right here. N2, N3 junction right here. We were getting tons and tons of Ashen Drake spawns, so if you guys end up doing this mission, definitely check out over here for those Ashen Drakes. That is the definite place to go. Alright, and every time we come through this cave, I'm intrigued by this little offshoot cave here, so I'm going to go ahead, poke my head in there, see if we can maybe find some exotics in there. Take care of this cave worm. Let's go ahead, get in there, and see if we can get some exotics. And wouldn't you know, we do have an exotics vein in here. Very lucky out in this biome with the exotics, so let's grab this thing up and get this back to the base as well. Absolutely awesome. And we have made it back to our outpost just as the sun is setting. Let's get our boy back in his pen here, get him nice and fed and watered, safe in his pen, and let's get these exotics in our device here. That is looking very beautiful. Good morning, everybody. We are on the hunt for our very last Ashen Drake here. I came over to this area and I found another cave right here. So I'm going to see if we can get lucky yet again and get more exotics in here. So let's dip our heads in there, see what we can find. And I'm not seeing any exotics immediately, which is a little unfortunate. Yeah, let's check up here. Maybe there's something hidden back up here. Kill all these worms. Just fully explore this cave. Make sure there's nothing hidden from our view here. Oh my gosh, we are getting so lucky with the exotics. I cannot believe it. We are just raking them in now. Let's go ahead and grab this whole thing up. And that is yet another purple exotics node for us. We have all of the red exotics, all of the purple exotics. We are really, really looking good. Let's go ahead and get some of this noxious stone on the Moa. The rest of it we can just dump out here, but make sure we keep our exotics noxious. And let's go get that final Ashen Drake. The other thing I can mention here is when I'm killing animals, I'm always taking the leather. You can actually craft leather into ropes and then deconstruct those ropes into fibers. Fiber is a pretty rare commodity out in this biome, so if you ever find yourself lacking in fiber, You can get leather from animals, craft those into ropes, then deconstruct those into fiber, and that will take care of your fiber shortage. Oh, and there we go. With this final Ashen Drake, we are officially done with this quest. Thank you for your sacrifice, Ashen Drake. $375 Ren, 150 more red exotics. Absolutely, that was a beast of a mission. It took quite some time, but we got it done. And we got so many red exotics, so many purple exotics. We are really, really looking good as far as those resources go. I think it's time we take a little celebration. Let's go look at our equipment board. Let's grab these up while we're here. It's kind of a moving target. Grab all these up. Probably has a little bit more to go before it becomes depleted. But yeah, let's get all of this back into our processor and let's just see exactly how many exotics that we got out of our time here today in the volcanic biome. So I found one more offshoot cave, and in this offshoot cave there is yet another exotics vein. Let's go ahead and grab that up. Man, we are swimming in exotics. Put these back to the MOA and get back to the base. And actually I lied, I found one more secret cave. So this place is just riddled with offshoot caves. And in this offshoot cave, wouldn't you guess, yet another exotics vein. This is getting crazy at this point. I don't even know what to say. We are just... I need to go buy a lottery ticket right now. Alright, we got all of our exotics in the processor right now. I'm going to do a little bit of waiting around as we wait for the last few volatile reds to come from the tree before it gets depleted. But as you can see here, we have a ton of reds coming our way, and we have 80 noxious exotics. That's going to be 400 more purple exotics for us just from this. All of these reds are still processing, and then over in here, I went ahead and stuck all the stuff we've already processed. These are all the purples, all the reds, and then of course we have that full load of reds back at our main base as well. So we are just swimming in exotics. I'm going to go ahead, just wrap up the last little bit of work we have here. That mission is done and under our belt. I'm just basically waiting on that tree to get depleted. So I'm just going to do a little bit of work around this temporary base here, get our fridge stocked up with all the ingredients we'll need for vegetable dishes out here, and just wait for that last little bit of exotics to finish processing. And I think that will wrap up our time here for now, at least until there's a meteor shower. Once there's a meteor shower, you'll see like a pop-up in the upper right hand corner saying meteor shower, and then you'll also be able to see meteors showering down from the sky. It's a pretty cool event. But when that happens, it actually respawns the red exotics trees after they've been depleted. So we'll have to come back out here. All of our scans will disappear as well when that happens. So that's if you actually missed the event, you weren't paying attention, these scans will be gone, so you know it's time to come back out here and look for those red trees again. But yeah, until that time comes, let's just finish up the last little bit of work we have here and say goodbye to the outpost for the time being. Alright, we are back at the tree after waiting a little bit, but it is officially depleted here. All of the red exotics have been taken from it. Let's go ahead, grab up this equipment, and get it on back to the base. Alright, and with those last couple chores taken care of here, we have all of the red exotics from both of our trees processing up in here. We have a ton of work left to go as far as processing goes. Here are all of the exotics that we've already processed. So what I think I'm going to do now is let's ship all of these back to the station, and then let's pack up our organic residue cleaner, get all of the unprocessed exotics back to the main base. We'll have 2 of those residue cleaners working for us. But this base really did us well. It was everything we could have needed. And, you know, we are ready to come back here. We have our windmills, our harvesters in this chest here for us, ready to go. When we get that meteor shower, we'll be back out here to claim even more red exotics. We got drakes coming out, even though we have our creature to turn up. But yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to wrap up just a couple little more things around the outpost here, get all of that stuff gathered up, take a nice, well-deserved rest after all of that work and get on back to the main base. After this storm, of course. But let's go ahead, before we take our sleep, let's request this drop pod and get all of our exotics in here. See just how many we have already processed. Make sure we leave one in here for our speed boost. Let's go get these babies delivered. So there's all of our reds and purples. Let's click deliver. 350 reds, 80 purples, and we have so much more in the works here processing up for us. We are going to be super, super rich. Feeling very good. Let's just watch that take off in the sunset. Long, hard day's work. We got an ash storm settling in. I think it's time we take a little bit of a breather inside of the base. Let's hunker down. Let's get these lights wired up as well. We haven't wired those up yet. It's super dark in here. I'm just going to drag the wire up the roof. Totally fine to do that. This is an outpost base. We can have wires sticking out. But yeah, nice and cozy in here. All the space we could need. We could be a little bit brighter. Maybe we could get these lights maybe down a little bit lower or get a third one in the middle, but this will do us just fine for now. I'm going to go ahead, wait out the storm, take a well-deserved sleep, and in the morning, we'll head back to the main base. Good morning, everybody. I got the organic residue cleaner all packed up here. I also made this little sort of pillar thing so we can bring the lights down a little bit lower. This actually illuminates the floor. The range of the lights, I guess, is just not quite enough to be up on the ceiling, so I made this little pillar thing. Makes everything a little bit brighter in here. But we are all packed up and ready to go. I'm just going to bring some of these salted food back with me. I'll leave a little bit out here as well, but let's bring these salted ones back. Grab the unprocessed noxious exotics here, and with that taken care of, that is everything we need. We got our residue processor, we got our trophies, we got everything ready to go. We're going to leave our batteries and solar panels out here for when we need to come back eventually. If we need more at the main base, we can always craft up more, but with that taken care of, it is time to enjoy the speed of this double buffed MOA all the way home. Let's get our spoils back there. Let's get our second organic residue cleaner set up and get all of the rest of these exotics processing for us once and for all. Alright, we are back at the base. Feels so good to be back. We got our pyramid up there, our barn, our main base here. Feels so good to be back. Let's get all of these reds and purples processing up. Let's get our second processor down here. Let's look in here. We got all of these reds going. Let's get all of those in there for now. Stick these purples in here too. Let's get our other extractor set up here. And let's get both of these doing work for us. Good morning, everybody. I have been just sort of sitting AFK as all of our exotics process here, and I put all of our exotics that we have left in these two chests. So let's take a look at what we got here. We have 455 more red exotics here, plus the volatile seeds that we have yet to plant. And then as far as purple exotics go, we have 400 more of those purples. So we are just absolutely stacked on exotics. While I was sitting AFK, I actually had the meteor shower event. So I'll show a little bit on screen about like sort of what that notification looks like right here. But also, if you take a look at our map, you can see that the scans that we did previously have disappeared. So when the meteor shower happens, your previous scans disappear. We're going to have to go out there, do another scan, and find our red exotics tree, maybe 2 trees. Last time we actually had 2 of them. So we'll go out there when we need more red exotics, but for right now, I think we are pretty good on red exotics. I'm going to go ahead, call down our drop pod, and let's get all of the exotics that we can delivered back to the base. Alright, I am loaded up with all of our exotics. I don't even know if there's enough inventory in this thing to fit them all. Let's see here. Get all these purples, all these reds. Yeah, there's too many exotics to even fit in one shipment. So let's get this back. 400 purple, 187 red. And we're going to have to call down another dropship. We have so many exotics. Alright, and here is our second shipment here. Let's get all the rest of the reds in there. 248 more reds. We are just rich right now. That is crazy. So let's take a look at our workshop here and see just how much we have. So we have 2,182 purples, 1,000 reds. That is absolutely amazing. Now that we are that rich, I think it's time we do a little bit of shopping here. Let's see what we can get. So with our red exotics, there are a few more modules that we can look into getting. A lot of these are kind of just like basic resistances. Heat and cold is okay. You know, hyperthermia. The fishing one will be nice if we're going for 100%. Health regeneration in caves here. Pneumonia resistance. Chance to resist wounds. The best one I do think is the tamed creature movement speed. So I think we're fine to ignore the modules with our red exotics. There are some really nice weapons that you can get really far into the research tree with red exotics as well. Some arrows here. You know, eventually we'll want to make our way all the way over to the Larkwell Hauler. This is the best envirosuit with 4 module slots, but for the time being, I think we're fine to ignore this. This is a pretty, late game item. If you really want to min-max your module slots, you're going to have to manually consume water, which I think is a little annoying. The best suit in the game couldn't have also a water slot in there. A little annoyed by that. But yeah, I think that is the one that we want to aim for in the long run, but we're going to need a lot more Ren to eventually get there. So what I think I'm going to do for now is, let's go ahead and upgrade ourselves to the best oxygen tank. This beautiful Larkwell Martinez oxygen tank is going to give us 20% health regeneration and 5% exposure resistance whenever we consume fresh air. So let's go ahead and get this baby researched up and crafted. And we still have 774 reds. If we eventually get another suit that can hold another module, maybe we can get another mount speed module. There is the this envirosuit, like I was saying, the 3 slaughter. It does subtract 5 inventory slots, which is, that's the trade-off, but you do get the 3 module slots and the oxygen and water. So I really like this one as well. But for now, I think we're fine with our 2 module slots. The one that we have is pretty decent as well. But in the long run, when you do get that minus inventory slot suit, you're going to want something like the Larkwell Martinez tactical backpack. And in order to progress to that, we're going to need to get this one. And since we are a shotgun main, this is actually a really, really nice backpack for us to have. This will give us plus 25 shotgun ammo capacity, 25% reload speed, and 25% damage. So this is a really nice sort of offensive focused backpack. Let's go ahead, research, and craft this thing as well. Alright, so when we are ready to do a big combat-focused mission, this is the backpack of choice here. We can put some pockets on our armor to offset the missing 6 inventory slots here, but that's going to be a really, really nice offensive backpack. And if we're going to be going for 100% eventually here, I'm still kind of on the fence about that, but the sooner we get this beast system, the faster we're going to start being able to raise our bestiary points. So I think I want to work towards getting the beast and just start scanning a ton of animals, get some work done on that as well here. So I'm going to go ahead. We don't have enough Ren to progress all the way over here. So let's research this, and then we're going to want to research and craft this. We need 200 some odd more Ren. We have plenty of purple exotics. And we could always sell some of our exotics for Ren. So I'm going to go ahead and sell 120 of our hard-earned exotics. We'll get 600 Ren for that. And we still have 1,800 purple exotics to go, but with that, we have enough money to research and craft the beast. So let's get that thing too here. And there we go. We are very poor on Ren, but we have so many exotics and reserves here. Let's go ahead and call all of that beautiful gear down to the base. Our brand new oxygen tank, our shotgun backpack, and our beast system. Our hard work is starting to pay off here. And there we go. we got our new gear. Let's whip out this beast and just give it a test run here. See if we can't find an animal to scan. Alright, there we go. We scanned this jaguar here. So as you can see, when you scan an animal, it will take additional damage. Let's equip this shotgun backpack and give this guy the shot of his life here. 7,000 damage from a sneak critical. Man, that's awesome. And here's how the backpack looks on your back. This thing looks absolutely awesome. The little bandolier of shotgun shells on the back of it. I love this thing. And then let's go ahead and get our brand new Lake Well gassed up here. This thing is going to be awesome. We got our 2 stalkers right there, or strikers. I always call them stalkers. 2 strikers, looking cool. We'll get the rest. I crafted up a few more vestiges here. Let's get these placed up around the base. This one is huge. We got a stone jaw there as well. We're going to want one more sort of medium-sized trophy right there. We have tons and tons of vestiges. We could even do 2 stone jaws right there. I think that would look kind of cool. A little bit more symmetrical. But yeah, we're still boosting up our coziness here. We are at 420 coziness right there. Absolutely awesome. Alright, and we got the symmetrical bear rugs on both sides now. Still not sure how I feel about how it looks, but you know, I think it's pretty cool how we have so many of them. And maybe we just kind of fill out this entire floor around our foundry here with bear rugs. Looking cool. Got our 2 stone jaws all set up. Everything is looking great in here. 436 on the coziness. And of course, the other thing that we found were these 3 volatile red exotics seeds. So I think it is absolutely time that we think about making ourselves a beautiful greenhouse. We are ready to finally graduate from the little dinky farm we have out here. We're going to get some serious agriculture going here, some new beautiful crop plots, not these lame old wooden ones. We'll get these things up and growing, get some more volatile reds from those. But I think that will be our main project for the next part. But before we do that, let's take a look at our Larkwell Martinez here. Get this thing equipped. Get rid of our old one. We can just stick that in here temporarily. Have that as a backup if we ever forget our oxygen can. But here we go. We have the fresh air modifier. So exposure and health regen. And that buff should refresh itself before it runs out. Yep. So as you can see, we're pretty much going to have permanent health regen and storm resistance because of our brand new oxygen can. That feels super great. And I think that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. You know, we got so much work done today. We have so many exotics to our name now. We have a ton of new awesome equipment. We have our outpost base ready to get the new red exotics trees whenever we want them. You know, we did have that meteor shower, so we know that they respawned out there. And yeah, let's just take one last little scenic rest next to this dinky little farm here, because in the next part, we are going to be building a brand new greenhouse and get our serious agriculture system up and running. But yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching this episode. And before we sign off for today, I just want to say thank you to the channel members. Thank you, as always, to all the amazing channel members. We have a new channel member to greet here today. Thank you to Newly, Hein Groenwald, James Dodson, Jagged Power, Leo, Sylvan Dryad, Vivid Epiphany, Brutus, and Erai Chimeliolu. Thank you once again to all of the amazing channel members. You guys are absolutely awesome. And thank you to everybody who's been watching the series, liking the videos, and subscribing. Everybody's support is so much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching today's Icarus episode, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Goodbye.